Today we're going to use PIXLR X, the easier version of PIXLR, and I'm going to show you how to boost and brighten a photo that might be dark. So I'm going to open up an image that I took of the flat lay, and I purposefully made it a darker photo so you could see how to do this. Number one, if you are trying to rotate, in PIXLR X, it's under crop and rotate. So you can rotate it correctly and then click apply. So for a dark photo that needs to be brightened, or if you're trying to get rid of some shadows or trying to make your background really bright, you're just going to want to go to adjust and filter. And the two that you're going to play with are light, you're going to play with brightness, and you're going to play with exposure. So number one, to boost and brighten, you can obviously just make your photo brighter. Sometimes though, it's more about your exposure. You don't want to go too high because you'll notice that if I go too high, then I lose out on some of the detail of things. So a lot of times it's going to be playing around with exposure and with brightness until you get that perfect recipe of all of those things together. You don't want to be so bright that you lose out on your detail, but you also want to be bright enough to get rid of things like shadows or dark images. Contrast can help you too. Again, when something is really high contrast, you will see that you lose a lot of detail. So it's a fine line between too much contrast and not a lot. But really these three things right here, brightness, contrast, and exposure, are really going to help you when you are dealing with a photo that is too dark. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply. I would save this one. I'm going to boost up the levels and just call it boost. And then you can see the comparison of the before and after. So this is the after. And then I've got the before here so you can see the change.